Let's look at the anatomy of the acoustic guitar today. So whether you're talking with your friends or you're talking to a guitar repair person or you're going to purchase a guitar or any myriad of other reasons why, it's really important that we know our way around the guitar just like we would know our way around a city. So let's go over some bits and pieces here. So you can think about the guitar as your own body in that this is the body, this is the neck, and this is the head, okay? The head or the headstock, okay? And let's work our way from the headstock up, okay? Most people will say this is down the neck, because if you're holding it like this, then you're swallowing, that's going down, right? But this is going up the neck because we're going up in pitch, right? So this is always going up the neck, remember that, okay? But let's talk about the headstock or the head of the guitar. Most people will call it the headstock. And you see these guys here, those are called our tuning pegs, right? And those obviously have the string around them, and when we tighten them or loosen them, that will tighten or loosen the string. Sometimes you'll have 6, or I should say 3 and 3, or you'll have 6 on one side, like on electrics. A lot of electric guitars have that. Most acoustics, it'll be 3 and 3, okay? It's also called the string tree. That's what this is right here. And these are your posts, so your tuning posts, that's where you string the string through. Underneath this little plate here is something called the truss rod, and although you don't see it, most acoustics and electrics will have a rod of steel that runs through the whole length of the guitar and can be adjusted inside here. I advise most folks to not touch that and let a professional do that. I've been playing for many years and I still don't like to do it myself just because there are folks that really know what they're doing out there. I prefer to play guitar and not work on guitars, okay? Just time-wise and because I don't know what I'm doing like a great luthier would be. However, that doesn't mean you can't do it. And back in the day when I was a teenager, I used to mess a lot with my guitars and adjust, but I also had the time to do that. So if I messed something up, I could take a few hours and adjust it. Anymore, I don't like to do that, you know? So working our way up the neck, this point right here is called the nut, okay? N-U-T. And that can be anything from plastic to copper, bone, brass. It can be all sorts of things, okay? And the more dense that is, the brighter your guitar sounds, the louder your guitar sounds, okay? Now, these little things that you're seeing, folks will refer to those as frets, also known as fret wires. And it's a little raised piece of steel right there, and that's what the string rests on to create the different pitches going up and down the neck. The markers are just that, they're markers, and you could think about them as lines in a road, okay? They don't tell you anything musical, really. This one right here tells you the octave. That's all right, you don't know what that is, that's okay. But that's the only thing that may tell you, basically, if this is an E, then this is an E up here as well. But other than that, these are just markers and they just tell you where you're at on the fretboard. So I can easily look down and grab this fret here and I know that that's the 5th fret without having to count so many frets. Easy enough, right? So it's basically just lines on a road, there's suggestions and they help you to work your way around the fretboard. If they weren't there, you'd be sitting there trying to, if you were working up the neck, you'd have to count all the time and the beat would be gone and the phrase would be gone and the moment would be gone and you would have messed up. So this helps you move around the fretboard very quickly and very easily, okay? And also, from my vantage point here, I can actually see dots as well. So you probably have something similar on your guitar where you can just look straight down and see those dots. Because you may not be facing the guitar like this. Right now I can't see the front of my fretboard, so I can just look and see those dots easily, okay? Obviously this is the neck, which comes into the body here. This is called the top of the guitar. It's called the back, and these are called the sides, okay? We want to go one further. These are called the ribs, sound hole. Inside are the bracings, and some folks are very particular about the types of bracings that guitars have. Some of them will make them more resonant, some of them will make them stronger, that sort of thing. This is called the pick guard. Some guitars have them, some guitars don't. Most do. Obviously the strings, and then to our bridge. Okay. Now on acoustic guitars, we have a bridge, and the whole thing together here, you know, this is what we call the bridge, but really the whole thing is the bridge. Okay. These are basically just buttons to hold your string in. Okay. Some people call them buttons, some people call them pegs. Nothing too particular there. These are our guitar strap holders. So this is where we put our guitar strap on. Some folks will have these on their guitars, but not these always. Okay. And the reason being is the way folks used to oftentimes strap their guitars up is they would have a strap going right here over their neck, and then instead of attaching here, they would attach it to the top of the headstock with like a shoelace or a piece of rope or string or that sort of thing. Most folks don't suggest that because when you're playing and you're putting any sort of tension at all on the neck, it's bending the neck. And obviously if you bent it too much, that could harm the guitar. But even if you bent it a little bit, it's going to slightly put the guitar out of tune, like this. By just torquing the neck just a little bit. So if you have the strap here, it's not interfering with the tonality of the neck whatsoever. Okay? All right, so that's a basic, brief overview of the anatomy of the guitar. So what you want to do is kind of quiz yourself now and check out the attachment that's there, and grab the guitar, pick it up, and see if you can name everything. If you can't, go over it, look at the notes, and then try it again, because this is really important when you're talking to other folks about your guitar and you're not saying the thingy up here. You're saying, hey, the D string is slipping within the nut a little bit, or it's not moving at all. Can you fix that? You know, it's going to make you sound more intelligent, and you're just going to be able to know more about the guitar. All right, let's keep going.